It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we got our first beer from Wensleydale Brewery. It's a bottle of their Semer Wasser. Now I think I got it right. To most it says Semer Water. But on the back here it says Semer Water. Say it properly. It's a legendary pale ale coming in at 4.1% ABV in a 500 milliliter bottle. The bottle is dark brown glass, which is perfect really for this style of beer. It's a blue bottle cap. Without further ado, let's get this beer out into a glass and see what we get. Now, some of you might pick up a level of excitement from this beer review, this introduction to this beer review. Well, I had a really good friend in the industry some years ago. He was one of the brewers that was behind the scenes at the time. Didn't really know him then when we brewed Barry Island IPA with Brains, but he was in the background. He was kind of at Brains Brewery working, and I had a couple of chats with him, had a couple of conversations with him. But I really got to know his name is Don Jeffrey, legendary brewer who come up with the recipe for Rev James. Buckley's Rev James had then become Brains Rev James. He was a Guinness master brewer at some of the Guinness factories around the world, Guinness breweries. And, well, he used to live in Llantwit Major, South Wales, obviously working for Brains, well, when I met him. We went to Poland together. We had such a fun time. We had such a fun time in Poland. I don't think I've ever drank so much beer in my life as when I went to Poland with Don Jeffrey. We stayed up in the hotel bar. They kept the bar open for us in the hotel till about like 2-3 in the morning. And it was just one of those fantastic kind of evenings in Poland. I'll never forget that evening. But anyway, hadn't heard or seen Don for a number of years. And I was at the Great British Beer Festival last month, or the beginning of this month, should I say, August 2022. And up comes this fella, walks up to me. I'm like, Don, how's it going? Big hug, chatting. He's explained that he's moved back up north. He's moved up to the Wensleydale area of the UK. And he's helping out this brewery, this Wensleydale Brewery. So we have a one finger white head. Let's concentrate on the beer for a moment. One finger white head, good levels of carbonation in the glass. Slightly hazy, I would say straw coloured, blonde coloured ale. Varying levels of carbonation. There's small carbonation and there's large carbonation. You can see it there. You can see the little bits of carbonation floating up, and then you can see the large bubbles floating up. And let's get the aroma on the beer then. I'll get back to my Don story in a moment. Let's concentrate on this. Oh, it smells fantastic. A real thirst quencher, a real kind of, wow, real citrusy. It smells like lemon and lime. With a nice light, crisp, wafer-like malt quality coming through in the aroma. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Wow. Stone the crows. Stone the crows. What a fantastic beer this is. This is my type of beer. I could drink gallons of this. Gallons. It is so crispy, crisp, refreshing. A beer that's never too far from your lips. Nice carbonation, pushes the beer on the inside of the mouth, releases more flavour. It starts off with a light wafer. You know the little wafer biscuits you get, or the Jacob's crackers you get, where they're very light and fluffy, and you get a little bit of a kind of a wafer biscuit flavour come through. That's what you're getting from the malt in this beer. And then the hops are terrific, really terrific. I'm getting lemon and lime with a slight bitterness on the back end. It's not a big whacking in your face bitterness. It's a nice, just to finish off the taste, you know, just to kind of put a lid on the flavour. You've got the little bit of sweetness to begin with. You've got that lovely kind of lemon and lime and that wafer flavour in the middle, and then that little touch of bitterness on the back end, just to top everything off. This is a brilliant pint. And I want to say at this stage, I started off by talking about my good friend Don Jeffrey. Even, you know, I am an independent beer reviewer. If I started off without talking about Don Jeffrey and being a mate and him sending the beers down, I mean, if I found this beer myself in a bottle shop, or if sometimes beer just shows up at the house, I'd be standing here saying exactly the same thing. It's not traditional best bitter by any means. It's definitely got an eye towards the new world. It's definitely got that kind of lemon and lime, that nice hoppy flavour in the middle. But it's so sessionable. I've never been to the Wensleydale area of the UK. I've never been past Leeds. I have flown to Scotland, but I've never travelled across the land from the furthest I've gone is York. I've never gone anywhere up further than York. But this is like further up again, Wensleydale. But I can imagine them selling their beer. Now, he sent me a nice email with where they kind of sell their beers. So they go from Newcastle to Doncaster, Whitby to Scarborough. That's their trading area. The brewers are called Jeff and Carl. They've been going for a few years. That's a lovely story. It's a lovely story, and the beer is just terrific. It really is terrific. Fabulous. But getting back to I was talking about Don, wasn't I? So we met in Poland, we drank in Poland, we had a good time. We met at the Great British Beer Festival, and he said to me then, just a few weeks ago at GBBF, will you accept some of the beers? I'm helping out a local brewery. Will you accept some of the beers? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. Why not? And being an ex Guinness master brewer, he still home brews. I believe we spoke on the phone the other day. 71 years of age. He's still home brewing, and he's home brewed this. Now this is coming to the channel soon. This is Guinness. This is a home brew bottle by a Guinness master brewer of Guinness Foreign Extra Stout at 7.5% ABV. You can only get Foreign Extra Stout. Well, I've only been able to get it as they called it Nigerian Guinness, and that was you can pick it up in Asda, in the foreign aisle of Asda. You'll see in amongst all the rice and the pastas from around the world, you'll see a little bottle of Guinness, and that's a Guinness Foreign Extra Stout, which is 7.5% ABV. Now, Don's worked in a few of the breweries around, the Guinness breweries around the world, and this is as close as it's going to be. So I'm really interested in getting into that. So that's going to be for another time. So keep an eye on the channel for the master brewer from one of the master brewers from Guinness. a bottle of his homebrew Guinness Foreign Extra Stout at 7.5% ABV. But I'm going to wrap this review up now. I really like this. This is the type of beer I want to drink 4 of. This is the type of beer where we got some friends coming round. We're going to have a bit of an afternoon drink in the sun. And I think to myself, right, I need something sessionable in the daytime. I could get 4 or 5 of these and just sit and watch the afternoon slide by in the sunshine. It's lovely. It's a really, really lovely beer. And I can see this is their #1 selling beer. I can see why this is their #1 selling beer. It is never too far from your lips. It's rather delicious. The aroma and the taste, as you breathe in and taste the beer at the same time, is just, it's all consuming. There's so much going on. I like it enough to give it a Stone the Crows 9 out of 10. It's a 9 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom! Cheers.